This is purely educational and mildly at that. Hello, friends, Romans and country people. Welcome to another episode of Let Me Learn Ya. This is part 2 of my Does Apple Cider Vinegar Actually Cause Weight Loss, or are all the hippies just lying? Can we still say the word hippie? Is that allowed? If you haven't already, go watch part 1 because that's where I talk about what the research says. In this video, I'll be summarizing the research and talking a little bit about how I feel about what the research says, then be given some recommendations on who I think apple cider vinegar is good for and who I think it's not good for, and then share some recommendations on how to incorporate apple cider vinegar into your routine if that's something you want to do. Stay tuned to the end because there is a twist. So my summary of the research is a meh plus. The majority of the research out there just does not support apple cider vinegar being a good tool for weight loss. And of the few studies that did show some significant decrease in weight, the amount of weight lost was minimal. The dosage of apple cider vinegar was very high, and the weight loss only remained as long as the person was taking the apple cider vinegar. So for instance, a Japanese study that I mentioned in part 1 did see significant weight loss, but it was about 2 to 4 pounds over the period of 12 weeks with high dosages of apple cider vinegar. And once those individuals stopped the apple cider vinegar, by week 4, they had gained all of their weight back or most of it. Which, if you're not going to lose that much weight with apple cider vinegar and you can't keep it off unless you're constantly chugging apple cider vinegar, it just doesn't seem worth it, in my opinion. The majority of apple cider vinegar research does not support apple cider vinegar having some sort of magical ingredient that just makes your fat dissolve or makes your body switch into wanting to burn fat more than carbohydrates. The only study that I could find that kind of said opposite to that was the Japanese study that I mentioned again in part 1, and it was only visceral fat, which is good, but if you think that you're going to drink apple cider vinegar and just suddenly lose all the fat that you want in all the right places, that's just not going to happen. And again, that study was short term and there was no follow-up, so we don't know if those results last. But given that the participants regained their weight back, it doesn't seem likely. Minimal evidence does support apple cider vinegar having some sort of effect on fullness and feeling satiated after eating, but it could be because of 1 or 2 reasons. One, the good reason, which is apple cider vinegar helps to slow gastric emptying of food, therefore making you feel fuller longer and also stabilizing your blood sugar after the meal. Or 2, which is not so good, literally just making you feel sick. Research does support acetic acid significantly reducing fasting blood glucose, postprandial blood glucose, A1C, and insulin after a meal in type 2 diabetics if it's a high carbohydrate meal, sometimes by as much as 20 to 30%. That's pretty interesting. Based on all of that evidence and the lack of evidence, my conclusions are thus. If you are a type 2 diabetic who does not mind drinking anywhere from 1 to 6 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar a day, spread out with every meal, and you can remember to drink 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar with every meal, you are not concerned with erosion of your teeth, you are not concerned with mouth ulcers, esophagus ulcers, or any other type of tissue damage in your body from drinking large amounts of apple cider vinegar, and you're also having your calcium and potassium monitored, apple cider vinegar may be for you. For everyone else, I don't see benefit with regards to weight loss, blood sugar control, satiety, all of that. The reason why I say this is that drinking large amounts of apple cider vinegar comes with risks. Somebody who has type 2 diabetes, who's having that managed, may want to take those risks if it means that they can reduce their blood sugar. But for anybody who's overweight or just wants to lose a little excess fat, it's not worth the risk, in my opinion, and the research doesn't support it having enough benefit to take the risk. And I'm willing to bet most of you would not remember to drink a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of vinegar with every meal. All that being said, I think vinegar is a very tasty food item that clearly has some health benefits associated with it. And I absolutely think that most individuals would benefit incorporating it into your food as opposed to drinking it like it's a health tonic or elixir that could possibly have some bad side effects. First and foremost, those who have gastroparesis or any type of digestive motility issue, you do not want to slow gastric emptying anymore or slow down digestion any more than it already is. And given that there has been observations that apple cider vinegar can slow down the digestive process, you probably would not want to drink large amounts of apple cider vinegar. If you have some sort of like your teeth, your enamel on your teeth is already compromised for whatever reason, you probably are not going to want to drink large amounts of an acidic solution. Shouldn't be drinking soda either. Just heads up, because that's acidic too. People who have like canker sores or mouth ulcers in any form, that is not going to be fun. You do not want to drink apple cider with that. Or if you're just susceptible to mouth ulcers and canker sores. Oh, people who have who are deficient in calcium or have issues just for whatever reason processing calcium and tend to be deficient in calcium or potassium. So firstly, if you are going to drink apple cider vinegar, do not take it on its own, please, because that's going to cause some problems. It is not going to feel good in your mouth. Dilute 1 to 2 tablespoons in 8 ounces of water and drink it before or during your meal. So if any of y'all have watched Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat or read the book, I think that's what it's called, Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, Live, Laugh, Love, Pray. But you know what I'm talking about, that really popular cooking thing. Vinegar is an acid which you can use to make your food have more depth and more flavor and just be delicious. So use vinegar to make things taste better and make your food more delicious so you get the health benefits of it and you also don't feel like, oh, this is something I have to remember and oh, this is so disgusting, I'm drinking this and God, it makes my mouth hurt, okay? And just a reminder, apple cider vinegar is not the only vinegar that has acetic acid in it. All vinegar has acetic acid in it, and acetic acid is the ingredient in vinegar that is being linked to all of these health benefits. So if you're somebody who hates apple cider vinegar, but you love balsamic vinegar, today's your lucky day. Use vinegar in salad dressings. Oh. Oil and vinegar, a vinaigrette, yum, delicious. You don't just have to use it in salads. Add dashes of it on a sandwich. Back in the day, when I used to eat Subway, which I haven't in like 4,000 years because they gave my entire high school food poisoning once and I was one of those people and I will never forgive them and I have not stepped into Subway since. But one of the things that I loved about their sandwiches was they would drizzle olive oil and do a little splash of vinegar, salt and pepper. Oh, and it just changed the sandwich. You can use vinegars in marinades, you can make sauces out of them. The acid in the vinegar helps to break down the tough fibers of protein so it can soften up and tenderize your meat. Delish. You can add it into soups if you want. You can add it to rice. That's one of the cool things about sushi rice is that they use rice vinegar in that. Make a shrub. If you haven't heard of a shrub, they're absolutely delicious. They taste fabulous in adult beverages. I posted one on TikTok, which was blueberry, basil, and some peppers from my garden. And you add vinegar and sugar, and it turns into this like deliciously tangy, sweet syrup that you can put in club soda and drink the club. Suddenly you've got a flavored beverage that has some vinegar in it that could benefit you. You don't have to go pay for Poppy, that drink that's like $4 a pop and has a tablespoon of vinegar in it. Go watch my review if you're curious, but it's long and I wasn't as good as editing back then, even though I'm not good right now. Eat more pickled foods. Eat pickles, pickled onions, put them on a sandwich. Delicious. Kimchi is also a source of acetic acid. So eat a little bit of kimchi with every meal, and then you're getting beneficial prebiotics, probiotics, as well as acetic acid. But you want to hear something really cool? Here's the crazy cool, awesome part. Acetic acid, which is the thing we've been talking about this whole time, the secret ingredient in vinegar that is linked to all of its health benefits. Did you know that you, yes, you, can make acetic acid in your body? I can make it too. Technically, it's not us. Technically, it's the microbes that live in our large intestine that can convert fiber into acetic acid. Yep, these little microbes get undigestible fiber that you can get nothing out of. They convert it to acetic acid. About 50 to 70% heads to your liver. The rest of the acetic acid enters our bloodstream and goes off to all our peripheral tissues. So you want to hear what else is crazy? Weight loss, reduction in BMI, reduction in fat mass, reduction in visceral fat, satiety, improved digestive health, improved immunity, all of these things, all the crazy things that have been associated with vinegar. Guess what else it's associated with? Fiber. You guys, it's one of the reasons why dietitians are always yelling at you guys, eat more fiber. There's no question about it with fiber. We know that increasing your intake of fiber can help improve digestive health and all of the things that I said, including helping to regulate your blood sugar and lowering your cholesterol. This isn't anecdotal stuff. This isn't, people hearing that a Greek person 5 billion years ago drank this for cold sores and it worked. And so they're like, well, we're going to use it. No, this is clinical research supporting the benefits of fiber. And while there are all kinds of mechanisms that have been observed explaining why fiber leads to all these benefits, I've never heard anybody talking about the acetic acid angle. I'm probably going to go on a deep dive later and investigate it. I'll update you guys on it. But let's say you hate vinegar. Increase your fiber. And then microbes in your intestine are going to help you to potentially get benefits from that fiber, as opposed to you having to drink apple cider vinegar. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. So that's all, folks. That was short, right? I'm really working on keeping these things short. Basically, I don't think it's worth it for the majority of the population unless more research comes out. There's just not enough research supporting that the benefits outweigh the risks, except for potentially in those who are type 2 diabetics. But again, as always, consult with your doctor before you decide to start guzzling apple cider vinegar. Please. So do you feel like you learned something new today? I mean, that was pretty cool about the fiber, right? You guys didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming. Do you think I'm a shill for big pharma and I'm poo-pooing like health options for you guys? I wish I was a shill for big pharma. Then I would actually have money and could afford a better camera and a better backdrop. Don't you think? Anyway, as always, leave your thoughts and comments below. It was so wonderful to not actually see you guys, but to interact with you today. And I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. If you have other types of health foods or whatever that you would like me to investigate or give my opinions and my thoughts on, leave the comments below. Also, please share if your family or your culture or what have you has a certain specific way that they use vinegar on a daily basis. Share that because maybe others can benefit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Maybe I'll do it. No, I won't, because I have the attention span of a gnat. See if I can get through this without my neighbor's frickin' dog barking every 5 frickin' seconds. Nope, there it goes. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Body yaddy 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 yaddy. You are not going to be wanting to drink Nope, I'm busy. Go away. It's my parents. Yada, 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 yada. Bada, yada, 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 yada. I hope you're hearing that. This has been going on for hours. Hello everybody and welcome back to Let Me Learn Ya. Hello friends. Hi guys. Hi friends. It's literally barking every 5 seconds. It's just yipping. So you guys are probably gonna hear that. Sorry, I don't have a studio, okay? I'm not popular.